Hey all, it is Monday, the 24th of August. Um, I have had a week of, well, I went to NGC just a couple of days ago. I got back yesterday afternoon. We decided to stay the night of because we like, me and AJ, we like Norwich and we have places we wanted to visit, so we did. And yeah, the convention went pretty well across the board. We sold a lot of books, which was great. Um, we made more sales, and the people who bought things generally bought multiple books, which was fantastic. It was really, really good. Definitely feeling the pinch of not raising the prices because the like if we had, I was talking about this last week of like we need to put our prices up for conventions, and I think the week before as well. And I think if we had done that, if we had, because I ordered like catalogs for people to look through, and I could have thrown the catalogs in the bin, but I didn't want to do that because we just bought them. But I think if we had changed the prices and just used like stickers or whatever, I think we would have had a significantly better time monetarily. We did not break even with or without the inclusion of like the in with or without the counting of the cost of stock. 'Cause obviously we can sell stock other places. I do not think the con was a failure on that front, though. I think both of us are really sort of getting into the rhythm of doing cons. We're both a lot more confident. We closed a lot more sales from people who weren't like 100% on what they wanted, which was great. The con was successful in every sense but monetarily, and a lot of that monetary loss was down to purchased stock and the fact that we now 100% know for sure our prices need to go up considerably. Will that bite us in the arse at Dragonmeet? I don't know. Dragonmeet's in London. People are used to paying much higher prices. I'm going to message some people and ask, like, hey, what do you sell your stuff for at cons? Like, what are you selling things for? Um, yeah, that's kind of where I am with that. Um, Travel up was fine. The Basically painless. We've never done driving in Norwich before, and it was fine. Um, I think we'd both sort of internalized that like driving in Norwich was really difficult and really complicated, and actually no, it was just completely fine. Like a total non-issue. Our accommodation was quite nice. It was very, very rural, but it was relatively close to the venue. The only downside was we helped the folks at Ratwave Games and 12 Pins Press, Laurie and Kayla, get their stuff and also get Kayla to the train station, which obviously like we had to run our stuff back to our accommodation and then bring them to then come back and then take them to the train station, which was in the middle of Norwich. Like it was fine. It just took a while. And I think like um, yeah, I don't know if there was anything we necessarily could have done better there, because our accommodation was like pretty good and it wasn't super expensive either. Certainly, if we'd only stayed there for a night, it's very very affordable. Like, could we have gotten somewhere cheaper in like a travel lodge or some shit? Yeah, I'm sure we could have done. But also, we had like a small house to ourselves for an evening, and that was great. Like, we had a good time. Um, the Certainly Dragonmeet is going to be the big kind of marker for like the viability of continuing to do conventions. Like if Dragonmeet doesn't have to do amazingly, but we need to at least get close to like actually genuinely breaking even at Dragonmeet, or some stuff is going to have to change pretty drastically. But I think, yeah, my main concern is UK Games Expo, which is in May, and it is in um oh my god, is it in Birmingham or Manchester? I can never remember. I think it's in whichever one of the two is closer. I don't remember. I think it's Birmingham. Um, at NEC, there's a big convention hall there. No, it is. Yeah, it's Birmingham. Um, I keep misremembering it as being in Manchester, which is significantly further north. But no, it's in Birmingham. Um, UK Games Expo is a 3-day con, and the cost of going there, not tremendously higher than going to Dragonmeet, because staying in London and Dragonmeet prices just in general are ridiculous. The issue comes from the gamble of stock. How much stock do we bring to UK Games Expo? Because if we buy a lot of stock and we don't sell that much of it, then with like for instance, if we buy, the fact that the first con I went to, I bought like 50 copies of the adventures that we had, was stupid, because I still have a shit ton of it. But like at the very least, it means I don't have to buy any more, and we've still got it. Like we've still got like a good chunk of it, and that's fine. It means I don't have to think about it. But if I buy like another 50, that's that's so much money that will take many cons to make that money back, and that's just not worth it. Like it's just not. That's kind of like the big sort of limitation there. And while I think it could work, it could be fine. I yeah my I think if tickets for UK Games Expo for exhibitors come out before we go to Dragonmeet, we will not be going next year, because I want to see how we do at Dragonmeet before I consider doing UK Games Expo, especially given just how much of a crazy commitment UK Games Expo is going to be. It is, you go up on the Thursday and you set up, and then it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to sell, and certainly like on like a physical level, like I'm not one. I don't really subscribe to the like, the sort of seeing your energy as like a health bar or whatever, or whatever the sort of abstractions that people use, spoons and that. I don't really subscribe to that as like a mentality. I think it's ostensibly fine, but I just don't really subscribe to it as a thing. But certainly, like, both me and AJ were getting to the end of yesterday, and like, we are completely exhausted. I struggle to imagine doing that 3 days in a row. Like, maybe what it is day one is really tiring, day two is actually fine, and then day three is where it kills you. But I don't know. I think it's possible. I think I physically could do it. Or I think I mentally could do it. Physically, I think I would be in considerable pain. I have very, very weak ankles and shins. And if I stand or walk for too long in a day, I am in considerable amounts of pain. So, I mean, I imagine I'll just be sitting a lot, but also you don't attract many people to your stand if you're sat down. So, don't know what's, again, the logistics of UK Games Expo, very, very challenging, and I'm not sure if it's achievable for us. I want to do it, I really do. But yeah, it's really risky. Yeah, bug. Um, just looking at my. Yeah. Aside from prices, um, um, we sold a big sale, like sales winner leader is the Spire that sinks. It sold incredibly well. It sold more than all of the other adventures. It sold more than, like two or three of them combined. People were just really taken with the concept. It drew in a lot of new sort of people who didn't really know the OSR very well. They were sort of attracted to it, and it also helped that like both me and AJ could speak with a degree of authority on it. Because often it's sort of, I'm not the most animated person in the world, but I know what I'm talking about. And but it helps to have like AJ's animation and being a lot more invested in, obviously the adventure that she has written. Certainly helped, I think, close some sales there as well, which is good. We didn't sell very many copies of Across the Open Threshold, which I think is just down to the fact that it is the most expensive one and the longest one, and it's a high-level adventure. Last year, we actually sold quite a lot of copies of Across the Open Threshold. I think it was one of the better-selling books, if I remember. Maybe not, actually, I don't know. In either case, we didn't sell very many copies of that. Rise of the Mole Men sold okay. I think it also just had the thing of like being one of the more expensive adventures at the table. And then I believe the second best selling was Atop the Dragon Summit, which kind of snuck up on me because I didn't realize how many copies of it we had sold, which was really great. I wasn't expecting to have sold quite so many, but that was very cool as well. Speaking of the Spire that sinks, I realise the drive-through proof for that was shipped today. A little later than I was expecting, but it's not. Now that it's been shipped, it'll be here probably on Wednesday or by Wednesday. So that'll likely be coming out like next Friday, maybe. That's kind of where I'm leaning right now. Start doing promo for it, and next week maybe. It's like kind of where I'm at with it right now, anyway. Yeah. The other big takeaway from the convention is we need the diversifying of what we have to sell, because we have adventures. AJ also makes candy dice, like hard candy dice, which have traditionally sold very, very well at conventions. This one, not so much, I think, by virtue of the fact that it was outside the city centre, and the price of admission was a bit higher, which meant there were way less random people coming in with their kids. People who were enticed by sweets. There were less of the more proper like RPG, board game, war game heads coming in to like buy hobby stuff. Dragonmeet will not have the same effect, I would suspect, because it is a much more public convention in London. But realistically, if we get to a point where we're selling less candy dice, and we're selling, because we sold, last year we made over half of our sales monetarily in candy dice. This time it was less than a third, which is fantastic. Like we made like £40 in sales on candy dice, which was like God, like less than a fifth, I think, of under a fifth of the total amount of money that we made of the con, which sucks that we made so many and we didn't sell so many. We just give them away to the staff after the fact, particularly at NGC. They've been really good to us over the years. But and the cost of making them is, the cost is primarily just AJ spending 2 days doing nothing but make dice. It is still unfortunate we didn't sell as many, but if we're in a position in the future where we're making less of them and selling less of them, and we're selling bigger things that we're more passionate about, then that's just a good thing, ultimately speaking. Like if that's that's unfortunate in the short term. In the long term, maybe that's okay. What we need is more diversification. And that means selling games at cons. People like games, people buy games, it's easy to pitch a game to someone because you explain what the game is. AJ has something in the works right now that we're considering expanding out. I'm going to be doing an editing pass on it later. Um, and yeah, that's like I'm hoping because the two games I have are obviously I have Cape, which I will be releasing in some capacity. Maybe I will take version 0 of Cape to conventions. I'm not sure, but I definitely have other games on the back burner that I can see myself developing more. How that will go, I don't know, but we'll see. I think I'm going to leave things there because I've nearly filled up my phone storage with these. I need to periodically go in and delete them, and I haven't done it in a little while, so I'm concerned that my phone is going to very suddenly go, your recording has stopped, you ran out of storage. So I'm assuming that's probably not going to happen, but I will probably leave things here anyway. This coming week is a lot of cleanup. I've got a lot of editing to do. Writing September's one-page adventure. I had some stuff down for that. That's probably going to be something I start on this week. Next week, I'm pretty busy. I've got I'm like running games like basically or playing in or running games basically every single day next week, which is going to be a lot. But I should be, I can prepare for that this week. That's more than manageable. Yeah, I'm hoping that I'm hoping to be able to sort of catch up on the things that have been on the back burner in preparation for NGC. But it's nothing too crazy. It's all very manageable. I'm not super stressed about it right now. I sort of got it this morning, was like, oh my god, I have so many things, and it's like all of these things take like half an hour each. It's just there's 6 things, and I mentally really struggle to think about things like that. It's like I want like one thing to do today, and right now I have like 7 little things. And then like 1 or 2 like bigger things next week, like releasing the Spire that sinks. But yeah, that's where I'm at with things right now. Hope folks have a good week, are able to get things done. If people were at NGC, hope folks had a good time. I'm anxious for Dragonmeet, but I am looking forward to it. We need to sort out accommodation for that relatively soon. But yeah, that's where I'm at with things right now. Yeah, hope folks have a good week. I will be back hopefully next Monday. See ya.